Welcome to the Deep Dive. Our mission here is to take the most specialized, dense information and, well, distill it down to the critical insights you need to be well-informed.
And today we're diving into something really specific.
We are. We're looking at the world of hyper-specialized AI education and focusing on a fascinating tool called NCERT GPT.
Yeah, and it's important to understand right away, this is not just another, large language model. We are examining a learning assistant built meticulously around the Indian national curriculum.
The NCERT syllabus.
Exactly, the National Council of Educational Research and Training. I mean, this curriculum defines the structured educational path for millions and millions of students across India, covering everything from class 1 all the way to class 12.
And we have extensive source material for this one. We've got detailed feature descriptions, we have interaction logs, and full transcripts of its use.
And that's what makes it so compelling.
Right. Because what we get to watch is the AI handling two seemingly contradictory demands. First, it has to stick to this rigid structure, this massive national syllabus. That's a huge constraint.
A huge constraint.
And second, it has to deliver all that content with the flexibility and, I guess, the personality of a modern, cutting-edge AI tutor.
And that tension is really the core focus for us today. I mean, NCERT GPT's fundamental job is to deliver structured educational content for all the students and teachers.
In subjects like economics, science, maths.
All of them. And our mission here is to understand the mechanisms, how it takes these complex government-defined curriculum requirements and turns them into personalized and, infinitely patient learning tools.
Okay, so here's the hook we're going to chase through this dive. How does it manage that dual role, being a meticulous content generator on one hand?
Sticking to the rules, the chapter lists.
Exactly. And at the same time, acting like an infinitely patient, adaptable tutor that can shift its tone and format instantly on command.
Just a great question.
We're going to start with the first part, establishing its credentials as a curriculum master.
Okay, so when we look at the foundational layer of the system, its core objective is, it's straightforward. It's utility.
Utility.
The AI is designed to make learning quick, clear, and, effective. It's built to address every single point of friction a student faces during their academic year.
And that functionality is, it's incredibly comprehensive. The sources outline this full learning life cycle. It helps you learn topics.
The basics.
Right. Then it can generate content. So things like notes, summaries, mind maps for revision.
Which is a huge time saver.
A huge time saver. It helps you practice for exams, creating MCQs, short answers, long answers. It facilitates revision systematically, and this is the critical part, it solves doubts instantly.
It's essentially 247 academic support.
Exactly.
But the key insight here is how it does that generate content function. This isn't just, spitting back information. It's about mapping the curriculum hierarchy on demand.
And you said we're focusing on Class XI economics?
We are. Not because you need to memorize the Indian curriculum, but because this level of granular structural precision, it really shows the AI's mastery over structured educational content, globally.
Okay, so let's look at the interaction logs for proofs. A user starts with a massive scope, just asking for a list of all subjects for Class X OVL.
Which could be a mess.
Okay.
But the AI doesn't panic. It immediately structures the response. It provides this comprehensive breakdown. First, it categorizes by stream science, commerce, arts, humanities.
Right.
And then within those streams, it meticulously differentiates. Compulsory subjects, like English, are separate from the main subjects.
So it lists physics, chemistry, biology.
All of it. Accountancy, business studies, history, political science, all in their proper context. This immediate organized categorization proves it has this integrated model understanding of the academic architecture.
So it's not just a flat database of facts. It's more like an institutional expert.
Precisely. And the next step proves the depth of that modeling. The user then selects a specific subject, economics.
And the AI just drills down.
Without missing a beat. For Class XI economics, it instantly lists the two required textbooks: Introductory Microeconomics and Statistics for Economics. This is crucial. It knows the course has two parts.
Okay.
And then for each of those books, it provides a complete sequential numbered chapter list. 6 chapters for micro, 8 for statistics. It's perfect alignment. It drills down from stream to subject to textbooks to chapter lists.
But the real showcase, the thing that really stood out to me, was the request for critical thinking questions. The CTQs. This is where we see the AI move beyond just cataloging the syllabus. It starts to engage in, well, sophisticated pedagogical design.
This is where it gets really compelling, you're right. The user's request was a true test. Give 100 CTQ grouped into logical groups and numbered sequentially.
They're not just asking for random hard questions.
No, they were asking the AI to organize its output according to a really sophisticated instructional design model. It's a big ask.
And it delivered exactly 100 CTQs. But the way it broke them down, that's the real insight here. 10 distinct logical groups.
Yeah.
It just shows the flow of a master teacher's curriculum plan.
Absolutely. Think about the pedagogical flow here. The first 7 groups focused entirely on microeconomics, but they move so logically, starting with the abstract fundamentals and then moving toward complex market structures.
Okay, so give us the breakdown of that flow.
So group 1, for instance, established the basics of economics. Scarcity, choice, opportunity cost. You have to start there.
The foundations.
Then group 2 moved into the individual decision maker, consumer behavior, utility, demand. Group 3 then focused on production and cost, dealing with the firm-level mechanics.
Like returns to scale and marginal cost.
Exactly. So we start with the individual, then we move to the firm, and then we look at how they interact.
That makes sense.
Precisely. Group 4 covered producer behavior and supply, how firms decide how much to sell. Then the AI isolated the different forms of competition. Group 5 was exclusively perfect competition.
The theoretical ideal.
Right. Then Group 6 analyzed market equilibrium, that dynamic dance between demand and supply. And Group 7 wrapped up the micro-segment with non-competitive markets monopolies, oligopolies, that sort of thing.
This sequential flow is exactly how you would build these concepts on top of each other in a real syllabus.
That's the point. This proves the AI doesn't just store chapters, it understands the conceptual relationships between them, but then, as you mentioned, it seamlessly pivots.
To the second textbook, Statistics for Economics.
The transition is flawless. Groups 8 through 10 switch entirely to statistical methods, which, are required to validate and measure the economic theories from the first 7 groups.
So it's theory first, then measurement.
Exactly. Group 8 focused on the initial step, data collection, sampling, bias, sources. Group 9 handled data organization and presentation, frequency distributions, histograms, ogives.
And Group 10 wraps it all up.
Yes, Group 10 covers the heavy lifting of statistical measures. Central tendency, dispersion, correlation, and the capstone, index numbers. So it didn't just generate 100 random questions. It generated a comprehensive, curriculum-aligned, and logically sequenced final exam blueprint.
And the implication for you, the listener, is huge. Organizing 100 of these higher-order questions into 10 logical groups, spanning 2 distinct textbooks. It proves the system models not just the content, but the instructional design itself.
It moves from theory to application to statistical proof, just like a master teacher would.
So that meticulous, structured content generation, that ability to handle the rigid syllabus, that's the necessary foundation.
It is. And once the AI proved it had that conceptual structure nailed down, the next challenge was making that rigid knowledge pliable, approachable. And that's where the conversational adaptability comes in.
That is a perfect segue, because Section 2 is where we see the AI shed that authoritative textbook voice and really become a flexible conversational partner.
This is the fun part.
So if the first section showed us this incredible capacity for structure, this section highlights its instantaneous adaptability. The sources show the system changing its output format and its entire tone based on just minimal user commands.
And it's the smallest details that often prove the greatest adaptability. The user first commanded this minor format change. Always give as 1, 2, 3, and not dot for lists.
Right, because they wanted to select items by number.
Yeah.
For efficiency.
Exactly. And the response was not only instantaneous but operational. The AI acknowledged, understood, from now on, whenever I give a list, I will number items, and then immediately regenerated the entire complex Class X SLI subject list, all of it, in the new numbered format.
This is critical for practical use. I mean, it's learning your preferred interface style and applying it instantly. It turns a static list into a dynamic, selectable menu.
But this level of adaptation becomes even more powerful when you apply it to the actual educational content.
Which leads us directly to the tonal adjustment. The user asked that the answers to those complex ETQs we just discussed be simplified. They explicitly asked the AI to give convincing answer as you were explained to a 15-year-old.
And the system didn't just, shorten the paragraphs. It adopted a simplified persona, a new pedagogy. It started using these relatable, almost anecdotal analogies.
Okay, so let's look at CTQ1. It asked why different societies make different economic decisions despite facing scarcity.
Right. And instead of launching into some academic treatise on governance models, the AI used this immediate grounding analogy. It said, imagine every society, whether a small village or a big country, has the same basic problem.
Limited resources, but unlimited wants.
Exactly. It then explains the variation through 5 simple, distinct lenses that a student can actually memorize. Different goals, different cultures, different resources, technology, and political systems. It translates complexity into these simple, digestible categories.
It's the art of educational translation. It takes these dry academic terms and just grounds them in real-world simplicity. What about opportunity cost? CTQ2.
The simplified answer just avoids jargon completely. It defines it purely based on action. It's what you give up whenever you make a decision. Simple as that.
So if you choose the video game, the movie tickets are the opportunity cost.
Right. It connects that abstract concept of utility to the immediate pressure of a limited budget. And the definition of scarcity, CTQ3, is boiled down perfectly. Limited resources, but unlimited wants. Because of this, every economic problem is about choice.
And this simplification carries through to more complex laws, too.
Oh, absolutely. The law of demand, CTQ14, that quantity demanded falls as price rises, is explained simply because people naturally look for the best deal. It just links this mathematical concept to basic human psychology.
Okay, so this sounds incredibly effective for quick learning. But it does raise an important question, one we need to address for you, the listener. Are we certain the AI isn't sacrificing rigor here? I mean, does this simplification lead to a loss of necessary nuance?
That's an excellent challenge, and the interaction logs confirm the AI is designed to maintain that rigor. The system knows when simplification has to stop to introduce necessary complexity.
Okay, for example.
For example, CTQ4 asked about items that are abundant yet still scarce. In a classroom, a student might get really confused by that paradox.
That would be.
Exactly. The AI clarifies that if people's wants outstrip what's available, if demand exceeds supply at a given time, it is still economically scarce. And it uses the perfect example, clean, unpolluted air in a major city.
Air is abundant globally, but clean air is scarce right there.
Exactly, where demand outstrips the supply of filtering capacity. And what about the exceptions to the law of demand?
Given and Veblen goods. Notoriously tricky for young students.
The AI handles them perfectly in that simplified persona. It gives actionable definitions. Giffen goods are simply essential staples, where if the price rises, you're so poor you have to stop buying expensive things, like meat, and you're forced to buy even more of the cheaper staple.
And Veblen goods.
Explained purely as status symbols, where the higher price is actually what makes them desirable. The complexity is acknowledged, but the core mechanism is made simple.
So for you listening, this is the core insight of this section. The AI can act as this formal curriculum engine 1 minute.
Rigidly structuring 100 questions.
And the next, it's speaking directly to your assumed level of understanding, 15 years old, while still retaining the conceptual depth needed to address the exceptions and nuances required by the syllabus.
This adaptability ensures that the student is neither overwhelmed by jargon nor, underserviced by overly simplistic explanations. But the learning process needs structure, not just responsive chat.
Right.
And that structure is standardized and enforced through what the sources call its very important feature, study mode.
Let's move into section 3 then, and unpack how study mode turns this flexible chatbot into a systematic, mastery-based pedagogical machine.
Study mode completely transforms the experience. It takes the AI from being a reactive question-answer system to a proactive, focused, distraction-free learning partner.
It systematically guides the user through the curriculum, chapter by chapter.
And the genius of it is the enforced pedagogical structure. The source material details this fixed 5-step sequence that's applied to every single concept within study mode. It's like turning on the mastery switch.
Okay, let's walk through that sequence because it really reveals the instructional design principles built into the AI.
All right. Step 1 is the explanation. It's always simple, clear, and perfectly aligned with the NCERT curriculum. That sets the foundation.
And step 2 immediately grounds that theory with an example, a short, practical illustration.
Yeah, theory without application is often forgotten. So after the example, you get step 3, quick recap. It's a concise summary designed for immediate memory reinforcement.
And then comes the crucial check. Step 4 is the mini quiz.
Right, 2 or 3 short questions purely to check for understanding and retention before you move on.
And the final step, step 5, is the user-paced progression. The system just pauses. It waits for you to say next.
And that's the key difference from reading a textbook. The user is in control, but the AI enforces that mastery check.
We can see this structure really well in the transcript examples from Class 12 Microeconomics. Let's look at the walkthrough of the first few topics.
Okay.
Topic 1. What is economics? How did study mode handle that explanation?
It focused on the root cause, the need to make choices, because resources, money, time, land are limited, but human wants are unlimited. The explanation is concise and focuses on the study of how those choices are made.
And the example was really relatable. A student with a 200 budget needing to choose between a book, headphones, and snacks. It's an immediate small-scale reflection of the macro problem.
The quick recap then reinforces the 4 pillars. Limited resources, unlimited wants, need for choices, and economics studies these choices. And the mini-quiz then just confirms retention. Simple questions.
And the user confirms next. And the AI smoothly transitions to topic 2. The central problems of an economy. This is where the concepts get bigger.
They do. And the explanation immediately establishes the 3 core problems that every economy, regardless of size or system, has to address because of scarcity.
What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce.
Those are the universal dilemmas of resource allocation.
Let's delve into those examples, especially the how to produce decision. That can be pretty complex in a developing economy.
And the AI simplifies it using relevant differentiations for what to produce. It contrasted building schools versus building shopping malls.
Long-term human capital versus immediate commercial gain.
Exactly, for how to produce. It used the classic choice between labor-intensive methods, hiring lots of workers, and capital-intensive methods, using more machines.
That distinction is so vital because it links economic theory to real-world employment and development issues.
Absolutely. And for whom to produce? It tackled the distribution dilemma. Should the economy focus on producing basic necessities for everyone or high-end goods for the rich? These examples let the student grasp the societal implications instantly.
And then the recap and quiz would follow.
Every time.
Finally, topic 3, opportunity cost. A critical concept.
Here, the explanation defined it not just as what you give up, but specifically as the next best alternative you give up when you make a choice. That technical precision is maintained even in study mode.
And the examples are great for relatability. If a student chooses to study economics for an hour, the AI points out that the next best alternative watching a movie is the opportunity cost.
Or if a farmer chooses to grow wheat, the opportunity cost is the rice they could have grown instead. And study mode often adds the segment called Why This Matters.
Oh, okay.
For opportunity cost, the segment connected the concept to practical application, explaining how governments use it when deciding whether to fund schools or hospitals or roads.
So study mode isn't just about covering text. It's enforcing this active learning cycle presentation, application, summarization, and self-assessment.
All dictated by the AI's deep curriculum knowledge, but strictly controlled by the user's pace. It's personalized, guided discovery. It acts as this tireless academic coach.
But the system's utility extends beyond just explaining concepts. It's also an incredible organizational tool, which we see when we look at scheduling and accessibility in Section 4.
Right, it's also a planner.
This specialized tutor quickly transitions into a top-tier planning expert. We see a user request a comprehensive study plan for 12 social sciences 2 hours per day. Exams are 2 months away.
And the AI instantly produced this structured, battle-tested timetable. The planning capacity here is highly impressive.
It started with a macro strategy for the 60 days.
It did. Month 1 is dedicated entirely to syllabus completion-focused learning, understanding concepts, making notes. Month 2 is purely for revision, intensive question practice, and sample papers. This division ensures no time is wasted in that critical final month.
And it doesn't just leave the daily schedule abstract. It immediately breaks down that 2-hour daily commitment into cognitive chunks.
Precisely. The 2-hour block is segmented into 2 main parts. 90 minutes for dedicated learning or revision, and a stripped 30 minutes for question practice. This mix prevents burnout and ensures active recall happens daily.
Let's get granular on that 2-hour template. What was the recommended flow?
The flow is smart. It starts with 10 minutes for a quick recap of yesterday's topic, a fast memory retrieval exercise. Then 50 minutes are allocated for a new chapter part, followed by 30 minutes for making short notes or flowcharts.
Immediate summarization and synthesis.
Right. And the final 30 minutes are dedicated entirely to solving past questions or sample MCQs related to that day's material. It's professional-level time management.
And the system's adaptability within this planning feature is best shown when the user refines the request specifically for Class 12 economics, asking for a rotation of macro and micro.
The AI responded by creating a custom weekly rotation plan that intelligently alternates the focus. This is crucial because it prevents concepts from bleeding into one another.
So Monday might be macro chapter 1 and micro chapter 1.
Exactly. Followed by macro chapter 2 on Tuesday and micro chapter 2 on Wednesday. That intentional alternation ensures continuous exposure to both halves of the syllabus.
And it builds in self-assessment.
It does. It leaves Saturday for intensive numericals and mixed revision, and Sunday for a full weekly test and week area review. It understands not just the time constraints, but the pedagogical challenges of balancing quantitative and theoretical content.
Beyond this logistical planning, we have to talk about its massive commitment to accessibility. Seamless multi-language support, which is so vital for a country like India.
This is a huge feature. It addresses the immense linguistic diversity of the student population. The NCERT curriculum is standardized, but the medium of instruction varies drastically.
And we're not just talking about simple translation here.
No. We're talking about maintaining curriculum precision and technical jargon across a huge spectrum of regional languages.
The scope is exhaustive.
It is. Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Bengali, Marathi, Gujarati, Kannada, Malayalam. The list goes on. The technical feat is maintaining the accuracy of complex economic or scientific terminology across all these linguistic frameworks. It fundamentally democratizes access.
And integrating that multilingual support into the hands-free learning of voice mode, that takes accessibility to another level.
Voice mode is accessed via a simple microphone icon, and its key advantage is the automatic, near-instantaneous language detection. A student can literally be speaking to the AI in Tamil and mid-sentence switch to English or Hindi.
And the AI just follows.
It detects the language change and responds appropriately in the new language without any interruption.
Think about what this means for you. If you're reading a complex textbook and need a quick explanation in your mother tongue, but your notes are in English, you can just ask, switch back, and continue, all hands-free.
It allows for continuous, fluid, conversational interaction. It enables genuinely hands-free learning. It overcomes these physical barriers to learning and just offers this new layer of convenience.
This blend of detailed scheduling, seamless multilingual support, and hands-free interaction shows that NCERT GPT is designed to integrate deeply into the daily life of a student.
It's an entire educational ecosystem. Now that we've covered the technical capabilities and the student experience, let's pivot and look at the broader impact, the dual benefit for the learner and the educator.
Okay, so we've established NCERT GPT is this tireless, hyper-specialized personal tutor for the student. Let's quickly synthesize those benefits.
The primary benefit is emotional and logistical support. The AI is an instant patient doubt solver. For a student who is shy or intimidated in a large classroom, they can ask the AI, what is elasticity, for the 100th time at 2 a.m.
With no shame or judgment.
No hesitation, no waiting, no fear of slowing down the class.
And the tools we detailed, study mode and the personalized schedules, they provide the systematic revision structure that a lot of students lack.
And practically speaking, the content generation features accelerate the studying process significantly, generating comprehensive summaries, structured notes, mind maps. That frees up time for the student to focus on understanding, not just manual transcription.
And it helps with math problems, step by step.
Yes, step-by-step solutions for numerical questions, aiding self-correction.
Okay, now let's shift focus. The value proposition is doubled because this tool operates just as effectively as a powerful teaching assistant for the educator. How does it help teachers?
It drastically increases their administrative efficiency. I mean, teachers spend hours every week creating content. The AI can instantly generate detailed lesson plans, quick notes for the board, organized summaries for any chapter.
That can save hours of prep time.
Hours that can be redirected toward actual student interaction. And the system's ability to generate varied and sophisticated question types must be the most valuable tool for reducing the assessment burden.
You mean creating worksheets and tests?
Absolutely. The AI serves as a tireless content farm. It can generate detailed, structured worksheets covering everything from basic MCQs to the challenging higher-order thinking skills and critical thinking questions we analyzed earlier.
And, crucially for teachers, it also generates robust model answers for every question type.
Which provides a standardized benchmark for evaluation. And beyond content creation, it helps with classroom management. It can be asked to create personalized homework sets based on individual student difficulty levels.
That is a massive operational lift. One student struggling with opportunity cost gets a focused set of questions, while another who's mastered it gets advanced CTQs.
Effortlessly. And connecting back to accessibility, the multi-language feature is invaluable for teachers in bilingual classes. They can use the AI as a supportive translator and subject matter expert, instantly explaining complex concepts in multiple languages during a single lecture.
So NCERT GPT doesn't replace the teacher.
Not at all.
It automates and executes the most time-consuming parts of teaching planning, assessment creation, bilingual explanation, allowing the human educator to focus on personal mentorship and in-person instruction.
In essence, it optimizes both ends of the educational spectrum. The student gets a tireless, hyper-specialized tutor, and the teacher gets a rapid, reliable, and highly intelligent teaching assistant.
This has truly been a deep dive into the architecture of specialized learning AI. If we zoom out, the system's true genius lies not just in its comprehensive knowledge, but in its dynamic responsiveness.
It's the marriage of rigidity and flexibility. We watched it instantly restructure its output, the 1, 2, 3 list dramatically shift its tone,
The 15-year-old persona.
and then enforce a rigid structure like study mode's 5 steps, all to meet the precise, granular needs of an individual user at that exact moment.
So NCERT GPT serves as a powerful proof of concept for hyper-specialized AI education globally. It knows the curriculum inside and out, and more importantly, it understands how to teach that specific curriculum effectively.
Which suggests a profound implication for the future of personalized education. The most effective learning AI isn't the one that attempts to know everything about the universe.
The general LLM.
Right. Instead, the most effective learning AI is the one that intimately understands a defined, complex learning domain and knows exactly how to teach you, tailoring the context, pace, language, and style to your specific profile. It's hyper-specialization leading to hyper-effectiveness.
Exactly. We saw the AI adjust its explanations when asked to adopt that approachable, simplifying tutor persona.
Yeah.
That customized interaction dramatically enhances engagement.
It does.
So, we leave you with this final provocative thought. We saw the AI easily adopt the role of a patient tutor for a 15-year-old. What other personas or educational roles might we ask an AI to adopt in the future to maximize your learning? Could it be a demanding coach who pushes your limits? A skeptical peer who challenges your assumptions in a debate? Or an advanced research professor who forces you to engage only with primary sources? Think about which customized persona would challenge and motivate you the most to master your next subject.
That's all for this deep dive. We hope this knowledge helps inform your understanding of specialized AI and the sophisticated future of educational technology.
Join us next time.